There we go. Alright, let's try this again.
Well, the good news is we're rearming, so you didn't miss much.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just gonna fly around and harass the new guy anyways. I'll hop in a red Viper.
There you go.
Yeah, it did that deal where like it said all my WinWing stuff, all the inputs disconnected, like just sitting there.
Oh.
And then when it did that, I don't know why, but I have no more microphone. Like my microphone, it's like it quits working, but it shows everything's working. But you guys can hear me, and it's not showing up on that I'm actually speaking, you know?
Huh. Oh, because you got the button bound to the WinWing and the WinWing disconnected.
Well, no, I'm like Discord. Like I was talking on Discord, and it's not showing that I'm talking. I don't have it bound or anything in Discord. Like I just have my microphone, and like I took my headset off, but the mic is still on. So it's
All right.
Okay, I'm just waiting for it to finish.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna roll.
2 rolling.
So we won't try that formation takeoff.
Yeah.
Again. Alright, Groom Lake traffic, Crowbot Viper, flight of 2, taking runway 14. Hey, wheels up.
Groom Lake traffic. Viper, flight of 2, taking runway 14.
Mesquite traffic, Texas aggressor Viper taking active runway 1. That's always fun to hear.
Yeah.
Hey, look, the one you got to watch out for is Snapshot, though. Snapshot's the sneaky one in the Viper. He'll spawn in over here and not say anything to anybody, and then you got missiles out on you all of a sudden.
Okay, so we're gonna head to waypoint 1, I guess. So let's climb up to about 15,000, and you can take lead, Rhino, and you take me to waypoint 1.
Copy. 15,000.
Is there something shooting?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there's ground fire coming up.
Oh yeah, there's y'all. If y'all circled to the, y'all circled to the southwest side of the base. Y'all are going right over all of the fucking ground units.
Oops.
Climb. I'm about to say, because it's not me shooting yet.
Okay, so do you know how to get your JDAMs, your GPS-powered bombs, ready to go?
No.
Okay. So step one is going to be to press your air-to-ground button, air-to-ground master mode.
Yep. Okay.
On your right page, it should bring up the GBUs. It should say 4 GB38s in the upper right-hand corner.
Okay, that's a nasty glare. Yep.
Okay. Second button on the right-hand side says power off.
Power on.
Yep. Power those on.
Yep.
Okay. So now those are on and ready to go. They'll count down from 10 to 1 and they'll be ready to go. So they should be good by the time we get there.
Okay.
Next thing to do is make sure your targeting pod is on. So make sure your 2 power switches are turned on the right-hand sensor panel. Do you know how to do that?
Yep. Yes. Okay. Yep.
Let's get those powered on and then put your targeting pod on your left page.
Okay. TGP's up.
Okay. So that should automatically slave to our waypoint 1 once it's on and in range and all that. It's not timed out and all that stuff. So the GBUs are pretty easy to use. It's basically you put the cursor over what you want to hit, TMS up once to get it into a point track, and then you wait for the ball line and drop the bomb, and it should automatically hit what you're aiming at. They're pretty straightforward.
Okay. Now, with the automatic lasing and such, do you? So I've played around with them, and like usually for whatever reason, when I do automatic lasing, it never works. Like it never hits what I'm trying to.
Yeah, I'm not sure the automatic lasing works. I always laze myself with the trigger.
Okay. Okay.
Because I don't trust the you never know what DCS is gonna do, and
right.
I don't always trust it. So I usually do it myself. But those, if you want to switch over to the lasers first, you press on the right DDI where it says 4GB38. If you press that button, it'll switch you over and it'll say 2GB12.
Right, I got confused. Sorry. Let's stick with the 38s first. The GPS.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, my bad.
It's okay. All right, we're still 52 miles out. Probably won't start seeing targets on your until about 30 to 40 miles before we start seeing targets out there.
Okay.
Oh, I can see them. Okay.
I see some buildings there, some structures.
Some buildings and some jets.
Yep.
So pick one of those jets. Get your targeting pod over it.
Okay.
And then you TMS up once to get into a point track, and the cursor will get a square around it. Okay. So now that first GBU is going to be locked onto that, and that's where it'll go.
Okay.
So once you get into range, you just set the bomb fall line over your flight path marker, so it's lined up straight in the middle. And then the bomb fall indicator will start to drop. Once it crosses the flight path marker, it'll drop as long as you're holding the pickle button.
Okay.
And once you're in range, like the GPUs are neat because you could drop 4 of them in one pass as long as you're quick enough with your TGP moving around redesignating targets. But for the first one, just pick one and drop one.
Okay.
And did you say you've worked with these before or not?
Yes, but a little bit.
Okay. Okay. So on your right-hand side, it's just like the air-to-air. On the right-hand side, you got a range caret that says 20, and there's a little caret to the inside of that, or falling down. You're a little ahead of me.
Yep.
And once that caret gets inside of the staple to the right, you're in range. You can drop the bomb anywhere inside of that range. That's what
Okay.
I'm saying. You can drop multiple bombs as long as you're inside of that range.
Right. Okay.
So that'll start to fall down. It'll kind of give you an indication of when your bomb fall line is going to start to drop. Yeah, so I'm just coming up on 20 miles or so. So mine's going to start to come down here.
Yeah, mine's slowly falling here.
Yep, there you go. And so as it starts to get to the top, close to the top of that staple, the bomb fall is going to start to flash on the bomb fall line. And then you can just hold down the pickle and it'll drop once it gets there, once the bomb fall crosses the center.
Copy.
And Fox 3 times 2.
I don't see you on the F10 map.
Pickle.
You won't see me on the F10
I
map.
know. I know, that's what I was looking for.
No, I'm behind you guys. I'm
Yeah.
probably like 93 miles out from that AO, and I don't got you guys on radar. I don't even have you on. My AWACS didn't even have you for some reason. I need to check that. Yeah, see, that's weird. You guys are only 100 miles from my AWACS, and it's not picking you guys up at all. And I'm not even getting you guys on radar. That's
I've got an RWR on you.
okay.
That's it. I mean, yeah. We know that's working.
Yeah. If you turn it on.
So, yeah, right.
I got shot
This
down
thing
and never
gonna
heard a
hit?
warning. Do what?
I'm just hoping this bomb hits.
Let's see. I mean, it looks like it's tracking.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
good.
it's tracking. Hitting a plane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I see an explosion.
Well, the first one missed. Well, that was weird. It hit the ground and there was a delay. Yeah, there was a actual delay from when it went off.
Oh. See, I only dropped one there.
So there's.
Oh, I dropped two behind you.
Oh.
Okay.
And I dropped on the tanks out front, so...
Yeah, the one that you dropped, it hit between two planes.
Okay.
Do you have your zoom and everything bound? Like, are you using your range knob, your zoom and all that?
Yeah. Yeah, I have an access for that.
Okay. See, Crowbot, even that one fell far.
Yeah, they both did.
That was weird.
One fell far and one fell short. Who am I to judge?
I think there's some DCS fuckery going on today. I mean, I'm right behind you guys, and I don't even have you. I have nothing. This is so weird.
For radar?
Yeah, like you guys aren't even showing up on my AWACS. Like I said, I've got an E3 in the air, and I can see
I don't see you on my AWAC.
Like I should be just south of you guys.
Yeah, I can see Rhino, I can see the AWACS, I can see the refuelers on the AWACS, but I don't see you anywhere. And I don't see you on radar anywhere. But you're probably still behind me. Rhino, you can go ahead and keep dropping those bombs if you want to charge
Okay.
in. Or let
Yeah,
me know
let me
when you're
see if
ready
we can
to
hit this guy.
talk through the laser.
Let me get one more on this thing.
Yeah, go for it.
There we go. Now, is anything in your cockpit screaming?
Nope.
No.
I'm talking about Gucci.
Nope.
Is your RWR turned on?
Yeah, I'm getting pinged by the E3 there. I see an F-16 off my my port quarter here, but I'm not getting any RWR tones. I'm powered on.
I got you
You got
locked
a hard
up.
lock? I can see you on mine, but it's not screaming. You're in RWS or TWS?
I'm in.
Pickle.
I'm in
Oh, there we go. Now
Oh,
I'm
there we go.
locked.
Yeah, there we go. Now, does it still? Is it transmit? Is it staying your lock still?
Yes. Pickle times 2.
All right, well, you got 2 off in 1 pass. Yeah, those are good hits. Okay, those are good hits. You got 1 more? You want to drop that, or you want to work on the laser?
I might as well get rid of it.
Okay.
All right, Crowbot. So I'm in TWS. I got you locked up.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
see him at Angels 14. I've got the white square. How do I lock
Mhm.
him up as well? So TMS.
It's so sometimes you've got to unlock. Sometimes you have to unlock, start all over from the beginning. So first thing, you go TMS up once, make it a track file. Yeah, and mine's all laggy too. Like, why is it lagging like that?
Yes. Okay, so I got.
Pickle.
So it's
That's,
now you're locking me, right?
yeah, but I couldn't lock him as well. I'm in TWS.
Try they're all solid blocks, right?
Not anymore. I'm having a vector off.
Oh, okay.
I've never been able to bug multiple targets.
It's a little funky and buggy, so sometimes you just have to play with it till you get them to be track files, and then once you're track files, it's TMS right to lock the closest one, and then TMS right to swap to the next one. So sometimes you got to go over them with your TWS, TMS up once, then go to the next one, TMS up once, and then TMS right. And then TMS right again to swap them back and forth. Doesn't always work, and I don't know why it doesn't always work.
Okay.
Got the other one off? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if you still have your air to ground page up, and you've got, so now just say 0 GB 38s.
Yep.
Okay. Click on that once, and it'll say GB12, 2 GB12s.
Yep.
It defaults into CCIP, but you probably don't want to be in CCIP because it's impossible to find targets, because the targeting pod then slaves to the pipper. Where that bomb fall pipper is, that's where it's looking, and it's locked up. I can't slew it around. So
Okay.
up top it says AG and then CCIP. Where it says GB12, left hand
Yep.
side. Okay. Click on CCIP.
Uh-huh.
And then click on CCRP on the left hand side.
Okay.
So now it's going to work just the same way the GBU-12s did, except you have to have a laser. So,
Right.
okay, so that's all set up. Your laser's defaulted to 1688, and if you squeeze your trigger, your L should start to flash.
Yep. Okay.
So that's how you manually fire your laser. So now it works exactly the same way. Go find a target with your targeting pod.
Okay. Turn back in here.
And then TMS up to lock it.
Oh, I'm getting locked.
Oh, don't worry about that guy.
Yeah.
He's mostly harmless. Okay, so you have a target locked or found?
Yeah.
Okay.
So base again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, say that again. Yep. So roll in on that target and get your bomb fall line lined up,
Okay.
and you'll see as the bomb fall line starts to come down, just hold down your pickle button just like you would with the GBU 38s.
Okay.
And once it falls, you'll get a laser countdown. It'll say like laser 109876 or something like that. That's when you're supposed to start firing the laser. You can fire it a little bit early, like 5 seconds after you drop or something.
I think I did something wrong there.
It didn't fall?
Nothing came off the rail, no. I have locked on the TGP there, target designated. I saw a flag on my HUD there as the carrot got into the bracket there, and then I held the... but nothing happened.
Okay. You had a flashing circle first, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then, okay. So once you get that flashing circle, continue to hold down. That's like a loft cue. So continue to hold down the pickle button after that to get that circle until it actually, and then you'll get a regular fall line.
Okay.
So I'm going to try it here. I'm coming up. I got a circle. Not going to do it yet. That stops. Then another fall line comes down. You can hold down the pickle there.
Got it.
Okay, one came off the rail. And then I start firing my laser. Now, if you go through a cloud or something, the laser doesn't work, but you should be low enough that you can just do it.
Yeah. Okay, let's try this again.
One thing I will say is that if you have multiple aircraft with the same laser code, you have to be careful not to fire your laser because the bomb will try to track someone else's target. And the Vipers, you have to change your laser codes on the ground, so nobody uses
Okay.
it.
Fair enough. Yeah, nothing came off the rail that time. Alright.
Again?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing
Master
here.
arm on?
Yes.
Yeah, he's already dropped bombs.
Laser arm is on. Arm is on. GBU 12s are selected on the SMS. Interesting.
You had this problem too, Tex. I never have. It always works for me.
Go back into your armament page and make sure the power is still on.
Okay.
It's the only thing I can think of.
Well, these are lasers. So
Yeah, I don't see there's no power button
there's
for
no
the
power.
12 there.
And see, like, that's what last time I did a mixed load where I had CBUs and JDAMs. I couldn't get the CBUs to fire, to drop.
Oh, yeah. And on your HUD it says ARM and CCRP, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna roll in again and make sure I'm doing it right. Okay, rolling in. I got my fall line here. I'm 8 miles out.
Do I need to have a nose down attitude or anything,
No,
or
no,
dropping
level's
from level?
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
level's,
okay.
level's fine.
Is there a height requirement, like an altitude requirement?
No. I mean, you can't be too low. They won't fall
I
off.
wonder if he's too low.
I mean, I'm at 13,000 here.
Yeah, but the ground is also at like 6,000 feet.
Let me try climbing.
17. Okay, so the circle came and went. Now I'm holding down the pickle button. The second bomb fall line comes down, and it's off. Fire the laser.
And now you'd be dead.
Right.
Alright, I'm at 15,000 here. Gonna roll back in.
Are you in VR or are you on screens?
I'm on a screen with track IR.
Okay. Look to your left.
Oh, hi there. Sneaky.
Yeah, I mean, it's track IR is great, and like you can do a lot of stuff with track IR and monitors. When you start getting into dogfighting, though, it's a big disadvantage. It's a little tricky to do BFM, but
Yeah.
it's not impossible. You know, you just got to work with what you have while you can for now, and then that's what I always tell guys: don't start breaking the bank and spending money on upgrades until you decide you're going to stick with it for a while.
Right. My biggest issue with BFM right now is being able to actually see and spot bandits, like without any labels. Because like when I fly with my friend, like we have the dots on.
Right.
Because I'm running on a 2K monitor, and I know like apparently there's an issue with higher resolutions. You know, being able to spot things. I don't know, but I can barely make out, you know, anything beyond 10 miles or 5 miles or so.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Well, BFM is, you know, that's up close and personal, anyways.
Well, right. But even like losing, like I'll lose SA, like I'll lose sight of a bandit, and I won't be able to spot them again. Like I don't know, I don't know if it's just me, like you know, my eyes not being trained.
No,
or
it's rough. It's not easy when you're running track IR and screens. You know, like this stuff, what we're doing now is super easy. In even BVR, beyond visual range, is easier with you know than it is BFM. BFM, it's there's so much visual.
Right.
Unless you're in the Viper, if you have data link, you know you can see the guy on your HSD screen.
Yeah.
And you can try and use that. But even then, if you lose situational awareness for a very short time, then usually it's over.
Right. Lose sight, lose the fight.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Nothing. It's like my 4th attempt.
The only thing I would say is land rearm with the same loadouts, like the same ordnance, and just do one. Because I don't know, Crowbot has done it, but I try and do mixed loadouts where I have different bombs on the pylons, and I can only get the JDAMs to work.
Yeah, it happens sometimes, but I don't know why. I mean, you could switch to air and then go back to air to ground. I don't know why
Yeah,
it's not
let's
coming
see.
up. Can you share your screen in Discord and I can
Yes.
watch what's going
Yeah.
on?
And then if you need a quick trip to the ground, let me know. I might actually go down here and land at Tanapa. I can't
Alright.
go to Groom Lake, I'll get shot.
No, it's totally fine.
No.
All right. I'm
It's totally safe.
sharing my screen now.
Oh, it's all pixelated.
Oh, great.
Well, I mean, Discord doesn't do a real good job of sharing anyways.
But it's like black and white. Like a
All right. Got my steering line lined up here. vehicle's there, flashing,
Hold down your pickle.
holding pickle. Nothing.
I would,
Go back to the front.
yeah, I would land and maybe just change loadouts. You don't even have to land if you don't want to spend the time to fly over there and
Yeah.
land. You can just respawn.
You want to launch a Fox 3 at me?
Don't tempt him.
Merged.
Oh, yeah. I don't know which one is which.
It's probably me, but I can't get out of watching this.
And he's gonna go.
And there it is.
They all hit him.
What did you just shoot there? Was that 3?
Yeah, well, that was 4.
It was 4? Gee. Alright. I started defending and I was like, wait, I don't need to defend.
Alright, now I gotta put this thing down.
Strike me down.
Oh, God. Now Crowbot's locking me up.
Here we go.
Like, Crowbot's one of those guys, like, I learned real quick that he knew what he was doing based on actions. And it wasn't an aggression action either, like, so there's like, some people don't have self-control, right? Like, if they see someone, they gotta try and engage them, right? And I remember it specifically, me and Crowbot were on, like, this is like one of the first times he flew with us.
Syria or something.
We were in Persian Gulf, and I was flying north back to Iran because I was on the red side, and he was flying south back to Dubai, and we had like 20,000 feet of difference between us, and he didn't try and engage me. We literally passed over the top of each other and kept flying. And I was like, that guy might know what he's doing.
Alright, skipping the 38s, just going with the 12s.
Okay.
Let's
See what happens.
Yeah, and like our check ride stuff, our check ride is super simple, man. Like, it's so simple that to start your plane, we allow you to use auto start.
Good.
That's it.
Like I don't even know how to cold start. I know how to cold start the Apache. That's it.
Yeah. I couldn't. I don't know. If I sat down and took the time, sure, yeah, but like,
I mean, it's a long process. We hardly ever, like mission-wise, we'll probably never have cold start.
yeah.
We ran into too many issues with guys trying to cold start. You know, their INS speed aligning, they try and change their load out and end up screwing it up. And yeah, I remember the last time we did it was Syria, and it was a shit show. It's where we all had to meet at Incirlik, and then like we sat in Incirlik for like an hour. Because like everybody's shit was fucked up.
Alright, Rhino, Viper, flight of 2, I guess, rolling to the active.
Let me take off in the F-15 to see how the wake turbulence goes.
Oh, stutter.
Oh, like he went into the ground.
Yeah.
I thought he was hitting the quicksand.
Jeez.
Go ahead.
Jeez.
Go, Crow. Go ahead, Crowbot. Look like I'm doing a wheelie.
He's levitating.
I can't see where I'm going right now.
Just hit your brakes and stop.
Alright,
Just let it.
we're stopped.
Let it chill out a second.
It's so wild.
It
Is
is.
that an internet connection issue?
It might be. Because it's kind of like, you know, Fox's internet sometimes capable of making desync like that.
All right. I think
I
we're
had-
good.
My internet went out.
You're levitating, but yeah.
Oh, he looks fine for me.
Oh, really? He's like a foot off the ground.
He's when you get around.
I'm airborne.
He's good. I had my internet went out on Wednesday, and I was on I was on the customer service line, and like we got it back, and I'm like, I'm running 500 gigs. She's like, well, that's not. I was like, I know. I was like, I'm supposed to be getting 8 to 1,000. And so they scheduled a technician, and the dude came out Saturday, and it was, of course, it was running fine.
Yeah, of course.
And so he replaced the Ethernet cord, like the one Ethernet cord. And he's like, well, that might. He's just like, that one's been folded up. We'll just replace that original one. I was like, okay. I think he did it so I don't have to pay for the fucking call.
Yeah. That's good.
All right, Groom Lake traffic, Rhino Viper flight of 3, taking runway 14.
I'm in a weird looking Viper. I'm in a double XL Viper.
Yeah.
Chonky one.
That's okay. I'm planning on shooting Crowbot on takeoff.
Oh look, there's part of my wing still in the middle of the runway.
Dude, so when we fly muster, like, you know, anywhere from like 7 to 9 p.m., we get in here and sometimes it's fine, but then other times it turns into a, like, let's kill each other, just slaughter fest, and there's parts everywhere.
Y'all
Burning
raked.
wrecks.
Y'all raked.
Few of us will hop in Gazelles with Mistrals and just blast everybody, but then we get shot down, so there's helicopter parts everywhere. Why am I in air-to-air mode?
You're up. Because you have malicious intent.
Not all the time. At least he's learning quickly. The one thing too is, like, don't shoot down the senior members during muster. Like, don't just blindly go shoot me or, like, Queen or anybody down that's a senior member, because then everybody will kill you.
Okay, alright, thanks for the warning.
And one good way to get a bounty on your head is to shoot me in the middle of doing something. Because like I try and make like short little videos. So I'm not shooting you, Crow. I was just
I'm
kidding.
not shooting you.
What I'll try and do is I'll get on here sometimes during muster and I'll video. Like I'll record some rolling, like some PFM stuff without shooting.
Sure.
And if you fly up and shoot me in the ass while I'm doing that, I'll put a bounty on your head for a week. That way everybody can shoot you down for the week.
That's funny.
Last person that happened to was Foxy. I think he was. No, he he should be coming back this week. He got hit in the head at work with like unloading a truck or something.
Oh wow.
And got a concussion off of it, which I can't imagine that's very fun to play in VR with.
No.
Are y'all getting shot at again?
Yeah, that's me. I wanted to see what was over here.
Oh, I gotta that might help. There we go. Fox 3 times 3. Okay, so that okay, it does work. Perfect. Well, no, that didn't work. So okay, I've got you locked now. Auto acquisition. It does unlock you, but it also takes me out of super scan. That's weird.
Yeah, it still says I'm locked though.
Okay, what about now?
Nope, still locked.
I don't even have.
15 is weird. I cannot wrap my head around that position. Okay, so now it's off.
Okay, well, yeah, I wonder if it just took a minute for it to stop notifying you. Because I had turned it off, and it took it a little bit.
Alright, well, let's try to set these laser-guided bombs up again.
Alright, so CCRP there. got him ready. TGP's on, powered on.
Okay. We should get time accelerate.
Can we?
No.
No.
not in multiplayer.
See that big old mud hen over there?
Oh yeah.
I hear it. All I hear is sonic booms.
Only Mach 1.1 on the deck. 694 knots.
Can't argue with that. Probably 30,000 pounds of gas too.
27. I just can't see where I'm going.
Okay.
Is there a way to so let's say you fat finger the TGP, you slew it off
Mm-hmm.
for whatever you're trying to look at. Is there a way to how do you slew it back over to the waypoint?
The on the right hand side it should say CZ. Your right buttons will be like
Yes.
Okay, hit
Yes.
the CZ. CZ is cursor 0. It takes you back to whatever the waypoint was.
Okay, awesome.
And then you just TMS down, right?
Oh yeah, you can also TMS down twice, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Same idea.
So like you can test it, just slew to the right or left, and then just TMS switch down twice, and it should pop back.
cool. Yeah, that works.
This was good procrastination for me. I was sitting at the computer, stuck trying to make a mission, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me just go fly. Last night's mission, I thought that was a pretty good mission last night.
Yeah, it all worked out well. Everyone had stuff to do.
Minus the AWACS.
Yeah. You know,
I saw that. I wanted to hop in, but I came in late because I saw that Vipers were doing seed, and I was like, I could do seed. Seed's cool.
The hard thing is no AWACS and at night, and like Clean was engaged with a 14 like down on the deck, and I couldn't tell who was who.
Right.
Or even see him, and I'm like, I don't want to.
And then Stripman shoot you down.
Yeah, and then he fixed that. No good deed goes unpunished.
I just fucked up when I put the AWACS down. I didn't realize it defaulted to client. You know, because I can place 100 fucking ships, and it'll be like, it'll default to veteran every time I try and place them. But then I go to put the client, or put the AWACS down, and it defaults to client like you said, bitch.
It's alright, it makes it exciting, you know? I mean, it makes you work for it.
Yeah, but I mean, if I was flying on the big swing side, I would have rather would have had AWACS. You know, especially if it's just PvE. You know? My idea is to not have the air-to-air just completely killing everybody the whole time. I want them to get wiped out, and then we can all continue. Because like the Apaches, we can't pop up with bandits flying over the AO.
I know, it's remarkably unfair how that is, like, considering the MI8s are indestructible.
Oh, yeah.
24s. You can't get a radar lock on them, and then you guys get shot from 50 miles from a big 29 or something.
Yeah, or they fly down and just shoot us, you know, they can see us no matter what. I'm like, I'm in the trees. I'm sitting on the deck. Like, I'm powered down with my canopy open and he still sees me. But yeah, no, that was fun. It was a good little installation to try and work. Oh, my air brake was out. That's not good. No wonder I was going slow.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
I'm about to do a flyby at this red base over here that y'all are hitting. I think I'm like 20 feet off the deck.
I'm looking for you. I don't see you. Okay, you should be getting pretty close.
Yeah. 9 and nothing yet. It didn't come off the rail.
Oh shit.
I don't know it's what I'm doing wrong.
Miles out. Holding pickle button.
Warning. Fuel. Low.
Do I need to be holding the button before I get that
Fuel,
big circle
low,
or after?
Altitude. Low
After,
altitude.
so after that circle
Yeah.
goes away, then you should get another bomb fall line. So yeah, mine just came off at 3.5 miles.
The hell? Maybe I'm releasing it
Too soon.
early? Too soon? Try again.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
Okay, so I get this circle at about 6 miles, 7 miles, and then that goes away. Did I just hit somebody's wake?
Me? Probably. I'm distracting them so they don't shoot at you guys.
Over G.
I've flown there through the tracers twice now. I haven't gotten hit
Over
yet.
G.
I may have bent my wings.
There it goes. Alright, firing the laser.
Pull up, pull up,
Good.
pull up, pull up.
Low altitude.
I think it was just
Low
user error.
altitude.
I was letting go of the pickle button, I think. It was too soon. Because it wasn't coming off.
Oh, I got hit.
Oh, you're about to get... that bomb's coming right over your head.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
There you go.
Nice,
Good
okay.
shot.
User error.
That's okay. That happens a lot in DCS.
Are you on fire, Tex?
I don't think so.
No, okay, it's just a... famous last words. I don't think so.
They're still shooting at
I
me.
don't feel hot.
I'm flying through there right now. This isn't good. I just want a big old Fig Newton sticker across my canopy. Where's Crater? He gets my movie references.
What's that? I was gonna say, what is that?
That's Talladega Nights.
Uh,
The sticker sure is inconvenient, but I do love Fig Newtons.
Pull
I
up,
got no
pull
gun.
up, pull up, pull up.
Oh, Master Arm might help. There we go. It's like flying a fucking school bus. What's crazy is when you do get VR and you have like you can crank all the graphics up, you literally can see like fingerprints and like stains on the glass, on the canopies and
Yeah.
stuff. Like the little scratches.
That's cool.
It took me about a year to get my rig where I did everything I wanted to do. But I also probably spent too much money at certain times where I shouldn't have.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I built this one specifically for VR because I was like, my old one wasn't going to hack it.
Now, you don't, with VR, you don't have the issue. I haven't
Hold on,
used
hold on,
VR
hold on,
in a
hold
long
on.
time. Like, my friend used to have VR, you know, years ago,
Altitude.
back when, like,
Low
I can't remember which
altitude.
Oculus it was. Anyway, it was like, you know, you had that screen door effect, like pixely. Do newer, you know,
Oh,
VR
no.
headsets have that issue? No?
Man, I upgraded the Pimax, and when I put like my buddy in it and let him look at it who flies in the group, he's like, "Fuck you." He's like, "You're an asshole." My wife, now you want to get it? He's like, "Yes."
Now, do you have any, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, there's a big difference in. So, like, if you go with the, you know, there's a big difference in the different, I guess, price categories. You know, the Pimax Crystal is a lot different than like the original Quest or the G2, and it's a lot wider field. I went from a G2 to a Pimax Crystal, and it's incredible. And I can actually, so like if you ever watch my stream and my videos, if you were to watch them now versus the Pimax, I would get sick watching the G2. I would get sick watching the G2 stuff. Like it shows all the micro stutters.
Right.
But
Low
I mean,
altitude. Low altitude.
it's one of those things. Like, of course, the more money you spend, the better it's going to be. You know, if you go out and buy a badass headset and put it on a computer that can barely run it, you're probably not going to have a good experience. And
You're not
probably
gonna have a
like.
good time.
You're not going to like the VR.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I switched to the Crystal. I mean, even the G2 is a good introductory VR set. I don't, but it's, you know, like the field of view, it's in the way it sits on your face. Like I got a, like it's I don't know, it's hard to explain.
I was gonna ask, like, do you have any issues with sitting in, you know, say running for, you know, a few hours, like uncomfortability or?
No, like I can play for 4 hours, and the only reason I'm tired of playing is because I'm tired of playing. Well, I've been sitting here for 4 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
But I like the Pimax. Everybody thinks it's huge and super heavy, and then when you hold the G2 in your hand and the Crystal in your hand, yeah, it's a little bigger and heavier, but it's. Think about it like this: if you were in a F-16 with a helmet on and an HMD or a helmet, a HEMIX, it's going to be heavier than the Pimax.
Yeah.
I could never go back to flying screens. And
Interesting.
it's just gotten better. So like if you use VR in like 2016, 2015, 18, it's come a long way.
Interesting. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've
Where are you,
attempted anything in VR.
where are you located at?
New York.
Oh shit. You might have to talk to Polly and just float down to Jersey to try his rig.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Polly Mono I think is in New Jersey.
Okay. That's,
Maybe.
yeah.
We
I'm on Long Island.
Yeah, we
That's
have
pretty
guys. We have guys from East Coast to West Coast, literally. All right, Crow, I'm coming in behind you. I'm on vinyl at Tanapa.
Okay.
And the big old pin.
I'm not over Tanapa. There's someone else in the server.
Oh.
Icaros? 332? I don't know who that is.
Tanapa traffic, Texas 11 solid code check. Short final.
Yeah, they should be clear by the time I land.
There you go. That's a good hit.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
So you're getting them off the rail now, eh?
Yeah.
Good.
I guess I was just releasing the button too.
Yeah, it's confusing because it happens like 3 times. It happens like 2 or 3 times before it actually comes off. But yeah. Do you know how? I'll show you something. Do you have your cage uncage button bound?
Yes.
Okay, I'll show you this. I'm gonna laze a target And then if you... And then you can find my laser, and they, like a lot of multiplayer servers do this with like the Reapers, where you're like you can see what the Reaper is lasing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna laze one of those. Okay, got it. Okay, so where's my laser firing? Well, maybe I'm not, because I can't get my laser to fire in it.
Is it on?
Yeah, it's on. But I'm out of bombs, so what do I need to do here? Use...
Are they? Oh, is this a... Ooh, someone's in an
there you go.
F5. Icarus in an F5.
So if you're looking in the area, Rhino, and then you hit your cage uncage button on your TGP, it should find my laser and go right to what I'm looking at.
Cage on cage.
Like the
TGP?
Yeah, the TGP, yeah, if your TGP is soy and you hit cage uncage, it'll go, your TGP screen will go blank and it'll get a big crosshair on it.
That's not doing it for me, no.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
have
no
the
worries.
right button. Hang on. It's the same cage or you know, like Sidewinder, Seeker, everything, yeah.
And it doesn't do it? No?
Oh, that's why I'm hitting the wrong button. Different plane.
Okay.
There it is. Yeah.
Okay. So now
It just
you
did that. Yeah.
Okay, so it should go to a white screen and it'll search for the laser, and when it finds it, it should go right to what I'm looking at.
I'm creeping up next to this dude.
So that's
Park.
how, yeah. So you can either, so if someone wants to share a target with you, like, hey, shoot this thing,
Okay.
or you can drop the bomb and I can laze it, and
Yeah.
it'll follow my laser as long as we're on the same code.
Right.
I'm gonna-
Buddy
I'm gonna
lasing, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna stop lasing it now. You can just drop your bomb, but
Also, too,
Okay.
you can work with Apaches and buddy lays.
yeah.
It's like you can say we get into a like there's a shore rad. The Apaches can creep in on the deck and get close and just let a Hellfire go and you can laze it. And vice versa, we can laze for you.
Yeah, or someone can even, like, if someone's over a cloud layer and they can drop the bomb, and you can, you can laze below the cloud and, like, outside, just like an SA-19 or an SA-18 or something, or a man pad.
That's cool,
Well,
yeah.
I'm lasing it, you drop the bomb, the laser will chase it down.
Fucking man pads.
Yeah, fucking man.
We don't use man pads a lot, but like they're on the footholds.
Yeah.
This F5 over here is loaded up with a bunch of bombs and rockets. I guess he's probably heading up to that test range too.
I did it wrong again. I wish I knew exactly where I'm releasing too soon. I mean, obviously I'm releasing before the bomb comes off, but like, so I see the circle, wait for the circle to go away. I hold the pickle button as I see the drop, dropping down the line. Nothing happens, and then it resets high on the line, and at that point I think I've let go because it hasn't come off the rail yet.
Yeah.
But it goes up higher.
I don't know why it's doing that, but just continue. Usually, I mean, at this altitude, it's about 3.5 to 4 miles from the target, and that's what like under the F, like we're on the right hand side of your head. The F, yeah. So it's usually about 3.5 to 4 miles from this altitude that it should come off. So just keep holding it down. Oh, that F5's loaded for bear.
Yeah.
He
He literally,
Off the ground. There you go.
when he took off, he started at the fucking lights at the fucking runway. He used the whole fucking runway.
King doesn't have that much thrust.
I mean, he pulled out and he turned left as soon as he could and stopped and he went full burner before we left. Just taking on 30,000 pounds of fuel.
There's a good
Nice.
hit.
Now, do you guys often use I'm not sure which GBU or which JDAM it is, but like when you enter the GPS coords into the UFC there, and you know, like you have a waypoint that's essentially like your in-range drop point, and then you just pickle and it automatically goes. Do you guys use that often? Like I've done the training mission for it, but
In the F-16 or the F-18?
I guess it's the F-18.
Yeah. In the F-18, you can do what's called pre-planned targets.
Right,
Where
right.
You're in pre-planned mode because you've got the SPI works, your sensor points
Gotcha.
of interest. So you can do it the same kind of way by creating either mark points or steer points for targets, and then, you know, okay, waypoint 6 is a target. So it's a little bit different.
Got it.
The F-18 with those pre-plans are really nice. Like if you're launching cruise missiles, or if you're launching,
Yeah.
like the what are they?
Slammer?
Called? The J-styles, yeah, the slammers, all that stuff.
Pickle and Winchester, GBU 12s.
All right, Tex, is there anything else you want to cover with him?
I mean, it was honestly just whatever he wanted to work on. He told me
Okay.
there was a couple things that he needed to work on.
Okay. Great.
Can do.
Yeah.
How is your landing?
Pretty good.
Find
Well,
out.
fine, I think. I'd say pretty good, but fine.
Well, I mean, it's kind of up to you. Is there anything else that you want to work on today?
Well, I have time. I don't know if you guys are bored and tired of me yet, but you know, I don't know. Like I said, my BFM is pretty shit, but that's a lot to jump into right now. BVR, I understand, you know, the principles of it, but I guess tips and tricks for BVR would be cool. Like, you know,
Well, if you want,
especially-
I'll hop on the red side and I'll pop up and let you and Crowbot kind of work around and you know, get locks, stuff like that. If you want to
Yeah.
do that.
because BVR is so I'll have a guy locked up, keep driving towards the guy, range, fire, and then I'll crank, and because I want to keep that lock to guide the missile. But I mean, I feel like at that point, they, especially in the F-16 radar isn't as great compared to, you know,
Well, it's speed and
Most other
altitude.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I have a process. So, and this is where I get a little chatty, but so if I'm in the F-16, say me and Crowbot are 100 miles apart, I'm gonna climb anywhere between 30 and 47,000 feet. I'm gonna work my way up to that altitude though. So like I'll take 3 tanks, I'll take 6 AMRAAMs, I'll come out of burner as soon as I get off the ground, like wheels up. Like as soon as my wheels are up, I'm putting the gear up. I'm coming out of burner. I'm gonna take it easy. I'm gonna get to like 450 at full mil, and then I'm gonna start climbing, level off, climb, level off. So what I'll do is if I take off, I'm not necessarily gonna fly straight towards the bandits, right?
yeah,
Especially if we're doing PvP, I'll circle behind my base and just climb to altitude. So if I start approaching you, say I'm 100 miles out, you see me nose hot, I'm at 45,000 feet, I'm gonna be it just depends on the situation. Most of the time I'm in TWS or I'm in VSR. I can be in VSR. I can lock you at like 80 miles out.
Right.
I can get a shot off at 40, 45 miles to 35 miles. So, but here's the thing though, is if you're watching me come to you and then all of a sudden you see me vectoring away from you, I'm cranking.
Right, you've shot.
Yeah, so that's a big deal. A lot of guys don't realize that, and they just keep flying towards you. You don't get a missile notification until it goes pitbull. And if you're above 15,000 feet, if you're at 20 to 30, 40,000 feet, you have like 3 to 5 seconds before the missile hits you by the time it notifies you.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way to defend that. So there's a lot of factors involved. You know, what's your altitude, what's your speed, what's your distance, closure rate. You know, it's always going to be the first one to get a shot off and start cranking. But also, too, don't be afraid. If you can't get a shot off and you start pushing inside the MAR, defend.
Right.
Defend, and then try and get a better position. But the hard part is then you start getting pushed. So it's a little tricky. But if you play it by the book, ideally, if both sides play it by the book, you're going to defeat each other's missiles and end up in a merge, which you don't really want to do. So me, like, there's a big difference. If I'm at Mach 1.5 and I'm at 35,000 feet and I shoot at you, I'm gonna be restricted to about 35 miles before, you know, for a good shot. What I found in the Viper is if you're Mach 1.3 to 1.6 and you're at 45,000 feet, you actually get a little bit more range out of the AMRAAM, and you can loft it. And so essentially, if I loft an AMRAAM at you at 1.6 Mach from 45,000 feet, it doesn't matter if you hit the deck, that it's falling on top of you.
Right.
And if that first one doesn't get you, that second one's gonna hit you in the face.
Right.
So my deal too is you may, if the odds are against you, you might sling off a AMRAAM that's not very good shot just to get the first one off and push the other guy defensive.
Like a deterrence, kind of.
Yeah, well, he doesn't, unless he's paying attention. So, like, if I get missile notification, you're 80 miles out, I'm like, okay, that ain't that big of a deal. But if you're 40 miles out and you shoot an AMRAAM at me in RWS and let me know, hey, you've got one coming to you, I might not have a choice but to defend. Or if I do defend, I might sling one back, but it's going to be a low PK, you know, but I'm still going defensive. So my idea is to push the guy defensive and make him start defending, and then I'm cranking already. You know, I'm descending from 45,000 feet. When I get to about 25,000 feet, I'm already recommitting, and as my nose crosses you, I'm letting one go, and I'm slingshotting it at you. That one's going to be really hard for you to defend, because I've descended from 45,000 feet. I'm Mach 1.7. I'm letting it fucking rip, and you know we're getting within the MAR. So it takes some time to learn those procedures and be able to not, you know, no offense, freak out and forget and fuck up. I don't get shot down a lot, but I'm not impossible to shoot down. You know, same with Crowbot. Crowbot doesn't get shot down a lot, but
it happens.
It happens, you know.
It happens. I mean, sometimes you just make a bad decision, and it's, you know, you get angry, like, oh, I'm gonna get this guy, and then you push too close, and you're screwed. So.
I do that when I fly in the F-22. Like, I get cocky and I push in, and I get fucking killed. I get killed more in the F-22 than I do in anything.
Request rearming.
I have an issue with like recommitting and like doing the radar work to relock a target or something, or get that SA to like look in the right direction with my radar, because by the time I figure it out, like, you know, I have to defend again because they got a missile off on me already.
Yeah.
Again.
So I mean, to start with, I'm going to be in VSR mode if we're far out. Then I'll switch to TWS. But we start pushing inside the MAR, I just switch it to RWS. Also, so you gotta.
Yeah, there's no point.
You know, it's a lot to pay attention to in the heat of the moment. You got to look at where they're vectoring, what's their angels, you know, it's a lot to pay attention But if you
Yeah.
start the process off right, it's a lot easier to be the guy that's pushing versus the guy that's defending. So plane choice has a lot to do with this. Anytime you take a Hornet up, I don't care what the Hornet guys say, the Hornets are always at a disadvantage versus the Vipers in BVR. I don't care if you can lock me up 120 miles out. You can't get fast enough to touch me with a missile.
Mm-hmm.
And then also too, when you're defending in the Viper, you can outrun the fucking missiles. You know?
Yeah.
So it's honestly, it's knowing when to crank, and when you crank, don't crank hard if you don't have to. Don't bleed off all your speed. You know, I'm gonna flip over and I'm gonna start going left or right and start descending down to closer to 20,000 feet, but I'm not gonna crank the stick back and bleed off all my energy and then try and recoup it as I'm going down. You know, if I'm doing Mach 1.7 and I start cranking, I'm you know, good distance, I'm gonna crank gently, and so I don't bleed off all my speed. So when I go to recommit on you, I've still retained that energy. And that's the important thing in the Viper. You know, you get that first missile off and you crank, watch the guy's vector. As soon as you see him start defending, like vectoring away from you, start recommitting unless you think he's got a missile on you. But even then, when you recommit, don't recommit and just point your nose at him and fly right towards him. Swing your nose across him, shoot a missile, and continue to crank. Because once you get that first engagement, once you start that first crank, there's no more flying straight at each other. It's cranking and firing, cranking and firing, and getting lower and lower as you can. And so defending, the purpose of cranking, you know, is to get that missile to pull lead and drive that missile into the ground. So it's a lot to pay attention to, and if you lose situational awareness, it's rough. It gets really hard, and you're probably going to get shot down if the other guy hasn't lost situational awareness.
Right.
I'll shut up for a second if Crowbot has any tips. I'm gonna taxi out, take off.
No, that pretty much sums it up. Yeah, don't burn off your speed if you don't have to.
Okay. Yeah, like I mentioned,
Go ahead.
it's like we both, you know, you both get that first missile off, whatever, and you're cranking, you're coming around. I end up flying towards, you know, the guy, or should even, because I'm trying to reacquire them and find them on radar a lot. Now we're closing, and you know, now might be pushing into the MAR or whatever. So like it, but like I don't know. I just feel like
that first crank though, like you said, you wanna push the guy all the way to the gimbal limit of the radar, and keep that lock.
Mm-hmm.
So ideally, if you have enough distance and speed, and you get that first missile off, and you can crank and keep him on the gimbal, if you do it right and he defends, you shouldn't have to break the lock. You should be able to just recommit and keep him locked.
Yeah, I should say if I have to go cold, like going cold and then having to turn back and reacquiring.
You gotta keep an eye on what your radar elevation is at, mainly.
Yeah.
So you know if he's descending and he's between 10 and 20,000 feet, if you go cold and you recommit and your radar elevation is at 30,000 feet to 50,000 feet, you're not going to find him.
Right.
Yeah, and there's a point where you don't want to recommit because you're just going to get shot down, because no matter what you do, you're going to be screwed. You know, if he's within 20 miles of you, or even 10 or 15 miles, and you try to recommit on them, especially if it's AI, they're not going to miss at that point.
Well, and then AI versus players is completely different too.
It's completely different.
I'm not going to go in I'm not going to shoot guys in TWS once I get within 30 miles if it's AI, because then if you shoot in TWS, they're going to still fire on you. But if you're close enough, if you're inside the MAR and you fire in RWS and they know it, the AI will usually defend.
Forcing them to break their lock.
Exactly.
All my experiences with AI, so I haven't tried EVR, any actual A-to-A stuff.
Well, I am up in the air. I can't see where I'm at on the fucking map, but I think I'm vectoring towards you guys.
We're on.
Okay, we can turn around and take off.
Rearm, refuel here.
Okay, go ahead. You landed with the center tank, so you might have to take off your center tank first, and then
Okay.
rearm and refuel with it on again, because they won't refill it.
So one, don't waste your time with the ECM pod for BVR.
Yeah.
Take 3 bags of fuel. And like I said, so what I want you to kind of practice right here is I'm not going to vector in on you guys yet. I want you to take off, so monitor your tanks, put it on your center tank, monitor the fuel, take off, and as soon as you get, like, I don't know how many guys do it, but like, once my front tire's off the ground in the Viper, I put my gear up. I don't wait. I'll put my gear up immediately, and then come out of burner before you leave the end of the runway, and level off, gain speed when you get to about 450 knots, then start your climb. What I want you to try and do is circle the base and try and climb up to altitude before you start vectoring towards me. Because if you vector towards me and I'm at 35,000 feet, if you take off and head towards me, I'm going to kill you.
Right.
I'm going to close in before you can get to altitude. And I don't care what anybody says, if I'm at 45,000 feet at Mach 1.7 and you shoot a missile at me from 5,000 feet at 450 knots, it's never going to reach me. Alright, who else is in here? Ah, snapshot. Speak of the devil we've talked about.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, I got family now, so I got it pretty short.
Oh no, you're good, man. I was just letting you know what we were gonna hop on. We got a new guy that's wanting to do some F-16 stuff. If you were free, it's cool. If not, it's all good.
Yeah, man, I wish I could. But now, like I said, I got family in right now, so
No worries,
it makes it
man.
kind of hard.
We were just telling the new guy to just, when you're on the Vegas map and you're in the map with us, just you might start getting missile notifications randomly.
That's possible.
Probable.
It's more than likely gonna happen.
Oh, it'll happen. Right, let's see. Yeah, we're just about to do a little BVR school.
I just figured I'd jump on real quick and let you know. So I gotta get back to them.
All right, man, no problem.
We'll see you.
All right,
Take
snap.
it easy.
Master arm. Also, don't forget to turn your countermeasures on.
Yes. Yes.
Half the shit I tell you not to forget is probably because I forgot it multiple times.
Do you run it in semi in the Viper?
I mean, if I'm running a T-pod or if I'm running a ECM pod, yes. But if I'm not running an ECM pod, I just put it in bypass.
Okay.
Or yeah, I put it in bypass, and then it's manual. It's 1-to-1 manual.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. See, I'm at 36,000 feet at Mach 1.4, and I just leveled off.
Well, we're still refueling.
And I've got 9,100 pounds of fuel left. So also too, keep in mind, if you keep flying straight at someone, it's easier for them to keep a radar lock on you. If you say, if I go up against a Tomcat, right? Tomcat has the Phoenixes, which gives a little bit more standoff capability. What you want to do is you don't want to fly straight at the Tomcat because he's going to shoot at you first, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to notch him. You need to notch your way to him. If he fires, let him fire his missiles off. Just notch him. Phoenixes are not anything to be scared of. Unless you get within the MAR, then they're scary. But outside of the MAR, a Phoenix missile is super easy to defeat. And that's what happens a lot with the Tomcat guys is they'll start slinging Phoenix missiles from 80 miles out. And all you really need to do is just continue to notch him. Notch 3 to 6 missiles, and then he's within range, and then you can unleash on him. But but more than likely, if you just fly straight at him, he's going to start sending Phoenixes before you get in range and push you defensive. Now, if you start notching him, like you get 70 miles out, change your course. Brake to the right, brake to the left, change your course, break his lock, make him start maneuvering. and just do that. Work notch back and forth till you get him within 35 miles, and then you can engage him. I literally watched Longshot, like he was in a F-18, and he was going against a Tomcat, and when the Tomcat would launch a Phoenix, he would slow down to like 350 knots, level off, and just fly at a 90 degree, and that Phoenix would go right behind him.
Yeah.
But no, the Viper is usually the best choice for BVR. I'll say that.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
Altitude and speed is your friend, and also defending. That's why, like for seed, it's great for seed because you can outrun the SAMs. I love doing seed.
Seed's cool. It's fun.
I don't usually fly and do air-to-air anymore in our missions or footholds. Like I won't do it on the footholds. I don't have fun doing BVR anymore. I don't have fun doing air-to-air. I don't like training it. But yeah, it's fun. The fucking 16 is a fucking monster.
All right, 2 gear.
All right, 1's up, climbing.
So a lot of it too is if you have RWR signatures, you got to coordinate everything you see. You have your RWR that gives you an idea of where the bandit's at, and then you need to use your HSD page and your radar to keep your situational awareness. You know, you first off, if you get an RWR signature, that's, you know, you need a vector towards that way, and then you're going to start trying to pick them up on your radar. You know, and you're limited. You know, a good shot is about about 35 miles out, depending on altitude and speed.
Yeah, 35 miles for the first one. Oh, and on your HSD page, on the upper right button, it should say XMIT, XMT. That should be TNDL.
Okay.
So it starts out. Yeah, it starts out as off. Click at the TMDL. So that.
What does that do? Oh.
That shares your data link contacts. So you'll be able to, like, if I pick up a contact and the AWACS doesn't have it, you'll be able to get it, or you'll pass it to me. Transmit is its transmit. So.
Okay, that's cool.
So I'm about 5 degrees pitch up at about 480 knots or so.
Okay.
Okay, you're right behind me. Okay, good.
Yeah, I got you bugged on data link there.
Perfect. And like it's the same thing as like if I'm merged or fighting with someone, or I think this person's going to be a long contact, I will bug that person rather than my wingman, just so I know where to look and for situational awareness.
Yeah, because
right.
Like right now, I've got you bugged. And I'm vectoring towards you hot.
Okay.
I'm at Mach 1.7 at 40,000 feet.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't even see you on data link.
I'm at your, I want to say I'm at your 9 o'clock. You guys are flanking my position. So I've leveled off. I'm at Angels 41. I'm Mach 1.76. I'm about 80 miles to y'all's left.
Do not see you.
Yeah, and I'm gaining speed too.
So situationally, if I knew that, I would probably vector away from him until we could gain some altitude.
Right.
You know, we're only at 20,000 feet, so I would, at this point, if we had it on data link and like we knew this contact was going to engage us, I would turn away.
Right.
Discretion being the better part of valor. Well, I mean, it's just
Right.
he's at Mach 1.7. We're at Mach 0.8. He's got 20,000 feet of altitude on it. I mean, we're at a
Correction.
disadvantage.
Correction, Mach 1.81.
Yeah. See.
Ugh.
So it's like we're at a disadvantage, and our only option at this point would be to go two separate directions. So
Oh.
once we figure out where he is, we're going to try to go, one of us will try to go to his left, one of us will go to his right, force him to commit on one of us, because he's not going to be able to TWS lock both of us if, we maintain a big enough spread.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can even have one guy hit the deck and flank. If I'm flying after you and the other guy splits off and hits the deck and disappears, and I'm not paying attention. I've done that to like, I actually have that on video, Crater and SAR and F-18s, and they surprised me. They popped out of a mountain and locked me and fired on me, and my ECM was on, and I ended up, I cranked, defeated the missile, and I went cold and went into the valley, and I flanked them, and I popped up and killed them both.
Nice.
And see, now I lost you guys on data link now.
See, that's funny.
Good.
I don't have you on data. Yeah, good. I don't have you on data link.
I need to fix this. I need to fix the map. I got some issues that I need to work on.
There's so many things that have been going on with DCS in the last week that it's not surprising. I mean, we've had so many issues. Like, even the foothold that we were playing the other night, I had tons of like lag.
There you are. I just fucking overshot you and then I lost you.
That's okay. I thought it was Texas for a minute.
My bad deal is all of us are run out of
Suck up
fuel.
on it.
So I've only got 3,500 pounds of fuel right now, but I'm also at Mach 1.85 at 41,000 feet. Oh, so also VSR mode is not effective unless they are nose hot on you, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to use VSR mode and your bandits start flanking, switch out of it. VSR mode.
So what is VSR mode compared to like RWS?
So range while scan, you can do a single track lock. You won't see anything else on the map. TWS, track while scan, you can lock a target up. You can see other targets still. VSR mode, I don't remember, it's something to do with velocity.
Yeah,
something.
velocity.
I don't remember.
Velocity something radar. But the idea, it's like high PRF in the F-15s. So when a target is coming directly at you and it uses Doppler, return. So when a target is coming at you very quickly, you can see the target further away.
All right, so I want to ask you a question, Rhino. Do you see my nose vector and my altitude?
No.
You see him he's where you at? He's to the right of us, about 40 miles out at 36,000
Do you see me descending?
radar. You should see him. I've got him locked, so you should get it on your HSD.
Yeah, because one of you got a missile off on you.
I don't.
So
I don't
on
see
your
anything.
Oh, I just got shot. So on your
Jesus
HSD.
Christ. Yeah, looking at the HSD, I don't see any data link bugs or data link tracks.
I got shot down, so it's gonna be good.
Well, I'm completely blind.
That's okay. I'm probably about to die too. Unless I can outrun this missile. Crow, did you get one off?
I did.
Okay, I should be clean. Yeah, see, I'm clean now. I beat his missile. Now I've got you bugged on HSD. Now I've got visual. I'm at your left.
I don't see jack shit. And I'm getting locked. There it is.
Now you got a missile off on you. You better start cranking and defending. So I've got you at my gimbal limit. I sent one. I'm watching you descend. Now that you're descending, I'm going to recommit. Fox 3.
You gotta do it.
Yep, there he goes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's alright, I won't make it back to base.
I had no idea what was even happening there. Like I didn't see you on data. Like I didn't have you on radar.
I never lost track of you guys. So when I fired on Crow, I cranked to the right. And then when I was cranking and defending his missile, I saw you on HSD still. And so I bugged you. And as I was defending that missile, I just kind of went ahead and completed my circle. And when I completed the circle, you're right on my nose, and I was at your 9 o'clock, and you started to vector left into me, and I sent it.
Yeah, I had absolutely nothing. I don't.
So when Crow got,
I sent the a Mad Dog AMRAM out over.
So
Either sheer.
don't do that. Well, it depends on the context. Like if you know no one's in front of you
in the area, sure, don't do that.
But yeah, and even so, mad dogging one, you're more than likely going to waste a missile. Like, because it's not notifying me that you fired one. You know, it might hit me. But in that situation, when Crowbot got hit, your best option would have been to just hit the fucking deck. Hit the deck, turn around, run, get some distance, and then try and recommit. Because unless you have, if your wingman goes down and you don't have me locked up already and firing on me, you're in a bad spot. You might as well start cranking. So that's the other thing too. If you see me vectoring towards you and then you see me descending, if you haven't shot at me yet, you need to start defending. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I'll go defensive all day long before I get shot down. I don't want to, like, ego and pride will make guys push in while they got a missile out and they don't know it. You know, like
in a couple of beers, yeah.
Yeah, if I'm flying nose hot on you at 45,000 feet, the next thing you know, I'm at, like Crow called it, he's at 36,000 feet. What was my altitude that I told you guys I was at? 40 something.
42, 40.
So when you see me at 36, I've already shot at you. I'm defending. So that's a big clue. If you're pushing towards me or anybody and you see them start cranking, they've probably already shot at you. And more so if it's a Viper, you know, anything with Fox 3s with good radar, you know, even the Hornets, Vipers, Tomcats, Eagles, if they know what they're doing and they shoot a missile and they start defending, that's a big giveaway on the radar. Hey, look. Oh, shit. My ship just shut off.
Bingo. Warning,
I ran out of gas.
warning.
Yeah, it's a lot to pay attention, and you see how quickly it goes to shit. And it's kind of like they say in self-defense, the fudge factor. Fuck, I've been shot. You know, you get a missile warning. You're like, no. It's one thing to have a notification that you're being locked. When you start hearing teet 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 teet.
Yeah.
It's like fuck, and
shit your pants.
Yeah, you panic a little bit. So that's just one of those things. It's a lot to take in, and it just takes practice, man. It's muscle memory. It just takes time. You know, no one gets good at it overnight. The one thing I will suggest is, and it's some people don't like him, but Growling Sidewinder. Watch his BVR videos. That's
I watched the shit out of him. Yeah.
That's all I do. That's all you do is BVR is a procedure. If you play it by the book, you're either gonna merge or you're gonna kill the guy.
Right. That's why I say you know, I have an idea of how it's supposed to go by procedure, but and I don't know, I just guess I don't practice it enough. I don't actually do it. And then when I do, it's with AI.
Yeah, and that's hard. And because you get comfortable with AI, but it's not anything compared to fighting other people.
Right.
Because even the AI, it depends on how you set it. You can have it to where they don't even defend. They just fly straight at you and just fucking kill them. Or
Yeah.
there's where you can set the AI to do evasive vertical maneuvers, and they'll dodge your shit all day long and kill you.
Right.
Or the MiG-21s do some incredible shit.
Yeah.
Fucking MiG-21 will outrate anything on the fucking game, and it holds it. Like, shit.
It'll just do cartwheels behind you, and you'll be wondering what the hell you're doing wrong.
Yeah. I'm still coasting. I'm gonna try and belly land in the desert. It takes time, and it can get frustrating, especially if you just keep getting shot. What we can do one day is I need to set it up to where we have unlimited ammo, unlimited fuel, and immortality. That way you can take a couple hits and you don't have to keep respawning. But yeah, it just takes time. You know, you got to pay attention. That's the biggest factors: speed, altitude, vector. You know, watch your bandit. If you're pushing in the MAR and you see that guy start defending, he's probably shot at you. Also, too, don't take bad shots. Like, if you know, it's one thing to get the first shot off within like 40 miles, 45 miles where it might hit. But like, if you're chasing someone, you have to be within like 4 miles to shoot an AMRAAM and hit him.
Right.
You're never going to do good chasing someone. So if someone starts running away, vector off of them and let them like gain some altitude, gain some speed, then let them come back towards you. I made it on the ground. I didn't die.
Nice work.
I'm going to hop off of the game. You guys can keep training if you need to. But man, don't be afraid to ask for help. Like you just joined and you're like, hey, can someone help? And we both hopped in.
Yeah, that was awesome. I really do appreciate you guys spending some time.
Our guys will invest in their time into guys that will continue to fly with us, because I look at it like this, and I tell my admins the same thing. If you got a guy that's willing to learn, let's work with him and make him an asset to the group instead of just letting him hang and, you know, not learn shit. Doesn't benefit anybody. So any questions you have, ask them. If you ever want to get on, do more one-on-one training, just post it up. One of us will hop on. And then when you're ready for your check ride, we'll get it knocked out. You can fly with us without a check ride, except for like the Saturday night mission. When we play, like if we play Foothold tonight, you're more than welcome to join us.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday, it's open to everybody. And then Friday missions, depending on who runs it, like if it's Hawkeye's missions, we usually don't let candidates run. If it's my mission, it's 50-50 right now. Like we had a guy fly with us last night and he flew with Crowbot, and I'm like, you know what, go ahead and just make that his check ride. If he does fine and you're comfortable, we'll pass him.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like flying with us during the week is a good way to get in with the group and warm up to the group and learn. And then when you're ready, just, you know, either ask Crowbot if you're comfortable with Crow, and because I don't do the check rides. We'll get into that. But yeah, Crowbot's good at check rides, Snapshot, Fox Hunter, really any of the admins, Turd Herder, Mr. Clean. They can all give you a check ride, and once you pass it, you'll have access to the weekend missions. But like if we do Foothold on a Friday night, it's open. Foothold is always open no matter what night we run it.
Okay.
Tonight we're going to put, I don't know if I'm flying tonight. I might after 9, but tonight Foothold is already up. That's the plan for tonight. If guys hop on, it'll be up. You're more than welcome to hop in. Just don't be shy, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're military, aren't you?
No,
Okay.
no. I just work on boats.
Okay. But yeah, it's a pretty crude group. Like we're pretty inappropriate. You know, if they're fucking with you, that's a good sign.
Okay.
If they ignore you,
I like that.
Yeah. Being ignored.
They hate me.
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. Like, so what I would say is we typically gather in muster from 8 to 9 most nights. If anybody's gonna fly, they'll probably be in muster by 9 o'clock. If some guys get on early, but if you hop in a muster room and it's crowded, just, hey, it's Rhino checking in. That's it.
Okay.
And we'll inappropriately welcome you.
Sweet.
But yeah, man, if you stick around, the guys like me and Crowbot, Snap, and the others, we're willing to invest the time with the guys that stick around and participate. You know, just remind us, hey, man, like Jammer, he's like, guys, I'm out until whatever. You know, if you're gonna be off the boat on the boat for like 6 weeks, you don't have to, but it's not a bad thing to just post, like, shoot me a message or something. Hey,
Sure.
man, I'm starting my shift, and that
Okay,
way,
sounds good.
it'll kind of be like, hey, you know, if we audit the list, don't delete that guy.
All right.
Also, like, what is your access when you're on the boat? Are you completely cut off?
Yeah, like I don't have a like I'm at home on my PC right now. So like I live on the ship when I'm there. Like I'll be in a different country. So like
Right.
I have internet, so I can hop on Discord on my phone, but like I don't have a PC or anything to play games or anything like that.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no big deal, man. Like I said, it's hard to get kicked out of this group, and you know, if you put in the effort, they'll put in the effort back.
Okay.
So, but all right, guys. Well, that's gonna be it for me for now.